Thank you, Mr. President. I'm honored to start the session. Thank you. So first we will present the African Development Bank, and after that the bank's 10-year strategy. I will present quickly PIDA, but I know that Professor Moussar will present deeply PIDA in the afternoon, and the resources in the way forward. So the African Development Bank Group is a multilateral development finance institution comprising three distinct entities: the African Development Bank, the parent institution, and two affiliates, the African Development Fund and the Nigerian Trust Fund. So the African Development Bank Group is Africa's premier development finance institution. It is one of the five major global multilateral development banks in the world. And the African Development Bank was created on 4th of August in 1962 in Khartoum, Sudan, where 23 newly independent African countries signed the agreement establishing the institution. In the past, the bank group operations were oriented almost exclusively to project lending. But since 1980, and in response to changing economic circumstances of regional member countries, the ADB has greatly diversified its lending, making use of several lending instruments. So those instruments are loans, line of credit, grants, and equity guarantees, etc. In 2013, the bank group approvals by sector was estimated around 3.56 billion of UA, meaning roughly 5.5 billion of US dollars. The bank, our new strategy, focuses on two main objectives to improve the quality of Africa's growth. One is inclusive growth and the transition to green growth. The first and overarching objective is to achieve growth that is more inclusive, leading not just to equality of treatment and opportunity, but to deep reduction in poverty and correspondingly large increase of jobs. The second objective is to ensure that inclusive growth is sustainable by helping Africa gradually transition to green growth that will protect livelihoods, improve water, energy, and food security. As you can see, the strategy outlines 5 main channels for bank to deliver its work and improve the quality of work of growth in Africa. Those are some few points that I wanted to highlight, but I will share the presentation later. Through this 10-year strategy, we want to promote the public-private partnership investment. And we are working actively to expand the use of the African currency in our operations. We want also to contribute to innovative instruments to finance African infrastructure, because we know that the government and also the bank, we cannot afford to finance all the needs in terms of infrastructure. And as I said, we are oriented to green, so we support the green growth strategy objective through this 10-year strategy. We talked already about that. There's a transition to PIDA, but I said that the professor and Ms. Fay will develop that in the afternoon. As you know, this is a continental-wide framework to improve Africa's infrastructure in support of integration development. And this initiative is supported not only by the African Union Commission, but also by the African Development Bank, by all the RECs, the regional economic communities, and the countries and development partners. What's that? The PIDA priority action for Plan 2020 come up with 51 projects that split into 15 energy programs, 24 programs for transport, 3 ICT programs. I'm going fastly because the professor will develop that in the afternoon, and 9 water programs, excluding the energy dams. The challenge with the PIDA is the preparation. That's why in the African Development Bank we have that instrument, the IPPF, which aims to fund the preparation of the projects. For this period, 2013-2015, we have 262 projects that we hope that we'll be able to finance the preparation. Those challenges are huge. We are expecting 53 million of US dollars for 2014. The target is not met, but we hope that we'll meet it before the end of the year. And we are expecting for the 2 coming years, it's better like this, more money from our donors. The examples of projects, I will skip them. Professor will present them in the afternoon. Those are the projects, the 7 shortlisted projects have been discussed in Tanzania, I think held in this year, to see how they can mobilize funding to prepare those 7 projects. You can recall that in June 2014, we organized in Dakar the Dakar Financial Summit that came up with the declaration, Dakar Agenda for Action. This agenda for action calls for scaling up of project preparation facilities. So because the main issue that came up from this summit is that we need to prepare and we need to fund the preparation of projects. The IPPF, the facility we have within the bank, will not be sufficient to prepare those projects. So it's a call on Brazil. We endorse the setup of Continental Business Network on infrastructure financing. That was coordinated by NEPAD agency in partnership with UNICA and our institution. As you can read, the Dakar Financial Summit worked on 16 priority projects, and we hope that the aim was to mobilize the private investment to finance those projects. The strategy we have within the bank, it's not only there's IPPF, it's also ICA. The coordinator of ICA is in the room. He will speak a little bit on that. But we have a new tool that is under preparation, the Africa 50 Fund. We'll just present that. ICA, the coordinator, unless he wants to take the floor later. But it's a facility to contribute by using the convening power to bring stakeholders together, both to work jointly on the identification, on removal of key technical policy blockages, and financing regional infrastructure programs. The Africa 50 Fund is an innovative tool that aims at locking private financing and accelerating the speed of infrastructure delivery in Africa. The way forward. The way forward for the PIDA, since the PIDA is the core of our business in terms of integration needs, it's to improve the coordination between the key players, the RMCs, the RECs, and the other partners, and to build the capacities to accelerate the delivery of PIDA capacity building projects. We are funding some capacity building there, and to scale up the preparation and provide required funding for NEPAD, IPPF, and to operationalize the financing vehicle such as Africa 50. So all those will be in line with Agenda 2063 objectives. You know, as you know, the Agenda 2063 that will shape the new framework for the 50 coming years for Africa to tackle the development issues. I will take that opportunity to reaffirm the Brazil Africa Cooperation for Infrastructure Investment. We know that the South-South Cooperation Trust Fund is in place, and that will support African countries in mobilizing and taking advantage of development solutions and technical expertise available in the South. So that fund seeks to promote South-South partnerships and knowledge sharing among MICs and between MICs and there's LDCs in Africa. Thank you so much. Obrigado.